Welcome back. The next part that we need for stage 10 is an axle with a bore or a hole in the middle. We've made a part that's pretty similar to this already though. This one is a friction pin with a bore. Let's open this part and make some changes to it. We want to make something very similar to this, but instead of the pins on the side, we want an axle. First, let's save this part as a copy. Go to File, Save As, and then choose Save As Copy and Open. And let's call this part Axle with Bore, and then press Save As Copy and Open. And you can close the original part. Now let's make some changes to this. So I'm going to drag up all the way to the first feature, the pin. I'm going to edit the sketch underneath that feature. And we want to change it from a round pin to that cross shape, the axle shape. Let's change that circle to 4.8, that standard size that we've been using. Let's also use two center rectangles. We'll set them the same width, 1.8 millimeters. And then we'll fix the length of them to the outside of that 4.8 circle. Now when you exit the sketch, you'll probably get an error because we've got overlapping lines in the sketch now. You can ignore this error and just rebuild anyway. And if you get a second error like this, you can ignore that as well. And if we click on the feature here, we can see we get the error. The sketch has self-intersecting contours. We now need to edit the feature itself. So click on the pin and press Edit Feature. And then here in the selected contours, let's just zoom in and let's choose those 5 areas of the cross-shaped axle. So it's the middle and then the 4 outer crosses. We want to stay as a mid-plane extrude, but for the length, it's slightly longer. It's going to be 23.4 millimeters, and then press OK. Next, we can drag down and we can keep that middle the same. And then for the next 4 features, we don't need any of these because these are just for the pin. This is the outer rim, the bore, the slot, and the mirror. So we can delete all 4 of those. And they're all actually dependent on the outer rim feature. So if you just delete that first outer rim feature, it should automatically delete the other 3 features as well. And then you might also just have to delete the sketch. And then we can drag down again, we can add that middle body and the middle bore, which is the hole through the middle. We can add the rim cut, and then finally we can mirror over to the other side. So that's almost all that we need. We'll just add some fillets. Get the fillet tool, and we'll add a 0.5 millimeter fillet to these 4 edges on the end, and then the same 4 edges on the other end like this. And that's all of the modeling. Now we can change the color. So I'm going to go to Appearances, and this isn't quite a black, it's more of a dark gray. But remember, we've already used dark gray in place of black, so I'm going to select a light gray, and that looks correct. And then you can save your part. In the next video, we'll use these 2 new parts with the rest of the parts, and we'll complete stage 10.